Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nia. This is Nia Talk with Nia, and we're going to talk about it. No amount of money should dictate whether someone's going to love you or not, and even fame. As I navigate through these YouTube channels and find inspiration, see other examples, good or bad, I've noticed there's a lot of black girl content that focuses on being fake as fuck. Sorry I had to curse YouTube. I don't like it, but I just do. It's been very like sad, and it takes a toll on your mental. This is something that a lot of, I'm sure other races have to deal with, but specifically in the black community, it's so seen as like you have to be a vlogger where you have to wear all the fashion over, you have to get lipo done, you have to be a bitch. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it out. You have to be nasty and mean to people who don't have a lot of money. You have to sell yourself for God, whether that be stripping, clubbing. You have to be a scammer or with the scammer. You have to be with the guy for the sake of showing him on your channel or showing him on any other form or platform. You have to have like a couple of jobs, one safe one and then a bunch of ones that are reckless. You have to be a woman of God. You have to wear a wig from time to time. You got to make sure your makeup always done. It's just such like brain rot that I found myself coming into as a content creator. I don't create that content. I know y'all probably want that content, but I'm gonna tell you why I don't. I'm an individual. I'm me. I love me, and I created YouTube not for the fucking fame. I created it for myself. I was in a position as a black woman in a PWI, New Paltz University, and I felt like I could not speak or have a voice. And YouTube was a place where I could have a voice and hopefully warn others. I make content to warn others. I don't make content to tell y'all I have such a fabulous life and you should live like me. I make content to warn you. I make content to tell you that you can live your best life. You can be yourself. But also realize when you've been a victim of situations, get over that hurdle, but don't ever say to yourself, no, I wasn't a victim, it wasn't that, it was my fault or whatever. No, there's things that happen to us that we unfortunately need to realize is due to racism, sexism, colorism, so many things that are out of our control but are wrong. They're not right. I feel like in the black community, we want to be so like delusional about bad things that happen to us. We don't want to know that there's colorism. We don't want to know that there's racism. We want to be like, that doesn't affect us. We don't see color. Color is not going to affect us. Like I tell you about the whole African problem. Not all African people, but there is a problem with a lot of African women thinking that they've never experienced racism or colorism because they don't want to know that they are a victim to it. I get it. Nobody wants a victim complex, but I don't care. I know when someone takes advantage of me and I just say it. A lot of people don't want you to, and that's related to the church as well. People like to say the Lord, the Lord. Meanwhile, they want to praise the Lord and say, God made me move to Vegas. God made me move to Dallas, and they still stripping on Tuesdays. Make that make sense. Like I said, I don't judge sex work. I don't judge stripping, but it's more about how you're going to be a sinner and be a woman of God at the same time. Got baby fathers, got drama, and YouTube loves that. YouTube eats that shit up. YouTube loves that content. And it's frustrating because I feel like the women that are trying to warn other women that they don't have to go down this route, you don't have to be a bitch, you don't have to be mean to people, you don't have to be money picking everybody out, you don't have to be calling people brokies, you don't have to be an asshole. I feel like that content gets pushed under the rug because a lot of the algorithm wants to see trash content. They want people to be glued in. And when it comes to trash content, they're doing that because they don't want to live their lives. Like when people look at content like this and don't side eye it, like, oh, you got mad baby daddies, but you live in Vegas and you saying that God sent you to Vegas and you finally got your apartment and you quit your job after 2 days. Literally, I'm not making this up. There's so much content out there that's like that, and I'm like, but here we go. Oh, but I'm a woman of God. God said I should do this. God told you to be a stripper. God told you to have a kid out of wedlock. God said, what? What? And then when I get on here on YouTube, and yes, I'm judging, but I'm just saying, when I get on here on YouTube and talking about you doing so well for yourself, I feel like, no, you just hiding everything you going through. And that's not what stories should be about. I feel like in the black community with a lot of black women, unfortunately, we have these moments where we give out fake ass stories so that we don't let people know that we're struggling. We don't want people to know that black people are struggling. I don't want struggle for black people, but let's be honest about what's happening. Yes, you can still strive. Yes, you can still do things. I plan on doing stuff. I am doing stuff, right? I have my own apartment. right? But I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh my God, everything's so easy, because it's not. But a lot of people want to see that. They want to see you not talk bad about it. They want to see you just go through it. It's a thing in the Black community to not talk bad about things. It's a thing, and it's detrimental to our mental health, our communication to each other. It's just not good. I'm always going to have a place to go. I'm going somewhere. I'm not getting kicked out. I'm not getting evicted. I'm just saying I don't like paying my rent. That's what I'm saying. I don't like paying it. It's not benefiting me. I'm not like, yes, I'm paying for my apartment. It's getting me that job I love. It's not giving me that. It's not giving me that. It's giving me I'm stuck. And I don't like that. So I'm about to make a change. Going through with the motions for it so that I can get out of here. And then that's that. But for the most part, it is annoying. I know when a lot of girls are seeing this content and they're seeing like the BBL girl with the roses and in a dress and there's roses in the background and they make it seem like they're in a good relationship. They make it seem like all this stuff. Like YouTube, people will sell you a story. It's fucking crazy, honestly. People will sell you a romantic story on YouTube. They will create a whole scenario. They will do the steps. We met in college. I found my husband. We found our house. We have a kid. Little do you know, that girl has a black eye. Like, I'm telling you right now, what you see on the internet that goes viral because it's trash is really bad for just the mental health of everyone. For me, it's bad for me because when I see it, I'm like, this is crazy. Am I crazy? Like, this is crazy. People are really out here thinking this is real. But then when other people see it, they do think it's real, and they think that one day that could be them. And it's like, you should not follow the path of another black woman. Follow the path of you as a black woman. I don't care how hard it is. Follow your own path. And like I said, being an individual is way more important, but religion doesn't stress individuality at all. It doesn't express it. It expresses conformity. It expresses working as a group, doing things for the Lord. You are not an individual. You work for the Lord, essentially. That's my problem with religion. But it took me going to college and talking to different people to understand that. But not a lot of people want to get out of that because they're in a hard place. And what does America do when you're in a hard place? Focus on religion. Go to religion. You could be down and out at your worst, physical and mental, but somehow, somewhere, religion is going to make you feel better. Praying is going to make you feel better. How come y'all only pray when something bad happens? Like, let's talk about it. How come y'all drinking, smoking, and effing before y'all married, but yet you're saying you're Christian? Like, make it make sense. And the ones that aren't doing that, you just not even living life at the same time. So what? Make it make sense. Like, one is not better than the other, to be honest. So that's how I feel when it comes to making content. I talk to my friend about it a lot, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, I see how easy it is to go viral when you, like, you know, show a fake life. And I could do that, but I choose not to. And it hurts me, but then again, I feel good at the same time. Because reaching one person and them knowing, like, yo, she mad real. Like, I fuck with that. I like that better. I prefer that. So, yeah. Definitely refresh your feed, unsubscribe from people. I've learned to do that because I'll like them for one video and then I look at the rest of their stuff and I'm like, oh, you are a trash person. You are a mean individual. Like, there are some black girls out there that are just mean. Like, they want the makeup, they want the Tesla, they want a boyfriend, they want an apartment, they want all this corny shenanigans that means nothing, and they are just a bitter, nasty person. And I don't like to say bitter when it comes to black women, but I say bitter as in Christian. Like, you are just nasty to people. Like, when it comes to Christianity and the black community, it's such a thing to put on a facade. For you to put on a nice outfit, right? Go to church, put on a wig, come in your best dress, act like your life is all together when literally your husband is boop, 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 the back of your head. Like, it's not, like, and I know some of y'all are probably laughing, like, no, I'm being serious. There's certain things I can't say on YouTube, but I'm being so serious. So people will put me down for being educated, smart, and single right now, and not centralizing men, like not having time, and warning other women the signs of, you know, abusive men, toxic men, telling women how to protect themselves and how to not waste their time at any age. People will put me down for that, but I don't care. I'd rather protect somebody than to let them go off and be stupid just because of the sake of, I want to make sure that what is coming out of my mouth, I'm like, yeah, it's right. You see me, I have a man, so it is working. It is working. That's something we do in the Black community. We like manipulate ourselves into believing something's working when it's not. Because it hurts so much for us to know we did something wrong, or it hurts so much for us to even think about we made the wrong decision, or somebody treated us wrong. In that somebody treating us wrong, we made the wrong decision. You know, we blame ourselves. We're humans, right? But we need to take a step back and say, hey, it was not my fault. Things are awful. I could do something better. Let me fix it. Instead, there is a sector of Black women that decide, instead of fixing it, instead of apologizing to themselves and other people, they will just continue to be delusional and mean. And what does mean look like? Like, not accepting that everybody's different, not accepting that somebody's following their heart even if they're not making a lot of money, not accepting that, you know, unfair treatment is happening to somebody because it's by the grace of God, right? So these are really mean, nasty things. There's a lot of girls, which I don't mess with girls like this that are like, I don't want broke friends. I don't believe in hanging out with someone for their finances. People will call me broke because I pay my bills and I save money. Call me broke, fine. But I'm not out here spending money on stupid things that are materials that mean nothing. A lot of Black women in our community that do that, younger, older, it doesn't matter, are so nasty in their heart. They're so nasty. And I don't want to be around it. I don't want to see it, but it's out there in the world, and I just want to let you know when you see it what it is. It doesn't matter if a girl could drive a Maserati. All these housewives and stuff, their soul is nasty. You can tell when someone is not happy, when all they focus on is luxury, designer. You can tell when they're not happy. You can tell. I feel like it's too much of a facade that Black women have to put on for the sake of Christianity and for the sake of the community. It's very disruptive. Bye, y'all.